So now we are live on Facebook. Yeah.
Hello, Facebook.
Yeah. So we have Batman with us, Francisco, and me, Philip. I do a quick introduction every time because I upload this video on YouTube, so people can, I don't know if they watch, but maybe later, like in 2-3 years, they gonna get it. So TNT works for free. We are here to chat, to have a good conversation in English. It goes every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. straight, on the dot actually, and everybody's welcome. There's a link I am using to share or to remind people about the talks. So it's pretty like, this is something nice when you go on YouTube or you record videos. You can say, go check the link and somewhere in this video. So it's pretty nice, funny. So yeah, I have just started. I was watching. Yeah, a lot of things going. Same, like my mind's really busy. So a lot of things going on. So Francisco, Marcio, have you watched Black Panther, or what have you been doing actually first? So how are you doing? What have you been up to?
I've been busy all these days. That's why I didn't. I had been off, in the last TNT's chat. I think I told you that I'm working now as a professor.
Yeah, you were applying, right?
But I'm sorry?
You were applying to be a professor, like in university?
Yeah, I was accepted. Now I'm working in a private college in a city next here, because I'm living in Vitória, and I'm working at Guarapari, in a college in Guarapari. So it's quite close. It's like an hour by car, something like that, sometimes less. And that's the first time I'm working as teacher.
English teacher, or
all the lessons, and it's take a lot of time. It's quite fun. Yeah, it's quite fun. I like that, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
and yeah, is that what working now?
Yeah, I might be lagging. Just a second. Yeah, my connection's not so good. As I can you hear me? Is that okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, great.
So, are you uploading these videos on YouTube?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to share or to cut the most important things.
All right. So you're doing like a digital version. Digital version.
What, Marcio?
So you say something.
TNT best of.
Yeah, the best of TNT, kind of. But I haven't had time for that. It takes a while to cut, record. Like, it's not that difficult, but it takes time.
Yeah.
Hey, Paula.
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, but a little tired.
Yeah, I can imagine all this.
Many work hard. I have been work hard.
Great, yeah. And especially because of the strikes and all of the issues we are living, I think it's getting tougher, right?
Yes.
In São Paulo I think it was roast today, and here in Vitória, I think in Rio and big cities was roasting here. And here in Vitória was quite okay. I didn't felt the real effects of the strikes. The only thing I saw that was on Saturday, I went to the street market. That we always have a street market next to my home, next to my house, and I went there. But a lot of sellers, a lot of producers, or I think, yeah, they won there because they could not get fruits or vegetables. They not could get fruits to sell. And when you was walking through the street market, there's a lot of holes because it used to be a seller over there, but now no more because you couldn't go.
Yeah, like since I work from home and I don't have a car anymore, it's not that difficult to live without it, like without gasoline. But and I can choose when I want to go downtown or somewhere just to like see people or do like meetings. I can choose that, and I can do online. Like I told someone today that would be really tough, like the worst scenario if we didn't have like internet, you know, like imagine that you don't have internet, what would you do? So yeah, and it was a cool thing because I was thinking, okay, let's imagine this scenario, like I don't have Wi-Fi, I don't have internet, I don't have 4G connection. So how would we, how was going to be like actually without internet? And then I started to think about alternatives. And then my mind was blowing up in a way that was really crazy. So although it would be hard, it would be interesting to manage that, you know, to handle the situation.
Sorry, I didn't get it. So you were really without the internet, or just thinking about?
Yeah, just thinking. Yeah, just
okay.
Thinking. Yeah, just a possible situation, the worst situation maybe.
I heard about this. No internet, no work.
Yeah, because
it's impossible for me.
Yeah, like I know
everything is linked.
Yeah,
you need internet to do anything. Yeah, right.
So it's really complicated. Paula, did you watch Black Panther? Have you watched it?
Yes, I went to the cinema.
Great. Did you like it?
Yes, I like it very much. It's a great film.
Yeah, I was trying to finish it, but I couldn't. So I saw almost the last part and think that someone killed somebody, like the killing thing.
I like Woman, the film.
Yeah, it was really amazing, really nice.
They are very.
Hey, Isabel.
Hi.
Good to see you. You're the yeah. Just to let you know why we decided to talk about Black Panther last week. We had like a couple of people, and we were trying to talk about Game of Thrones, but actually, like just one or two people could talk about it because the rest of us, we haven't watched it. And then we decided, okay, let's watch something for next week. And then, okay, let's do it with Black Panther. And then, okay, I didn't watch it, so let me watch. And I watched it like 95% of the movie. So I can tell a lot of things about it. But Isabel, she was one of the people there, and she didn't watch.
I tried to watch. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I tried to watch today, but I don't like this type of movie.
No way.
18 reais to rent by net.
Yeah.
Net.
Net.
And it's passing now on my TV.
I did it on popcorn time. I think, yeah, popcorn time. Yeah, and then Like I got back home like 6 on the dot, and then I saw, okay, the film has 2 hours and 15 minutes. So then, okay, I'm gonna miss the last 15 minutes of the movie.
It's a long film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Long, very long.
Did you watch, Marcio?
Yes, I did.
How was it? Did you like it?
I liked it fine.
Right.
I didn't love it, but it was a good movie. I'm kind of exhausted of superhero movies.
No way.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
And you, Francisco, did you? I think I already asked.
Yeah. I watched it in the cinema. It was very, very nice. I like it. Yeah, it was cool.
I'm like.
Tell us about.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No, I did almost everything.
Okay, because I have to be for it spoils for the people that haven't watched it yet.
It's allowed. Like,
all right.
We're gonna talk about Black Panther. Just to let you know, Isabel, the bad guy is gonna be killed. Okay, so yeah, I told you. No, I don't want, like, don't cry. That's the truth. Okay, so
I saw him dying, the Black Panther.
So you saw the wrong
10 minutes before our talk.
Okay, so you didn't get it. Okay, so you didn't get the rest of the movie. I know which part you are. So Paula was telling that she liked the woman thing in the movie.
They are very strong.
Yes.
Strong women. Women.
Yeah.
Women.
Confusing this word.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And what's the best part for you? What was the best part for you, Marcio and Francisco?
The best part, maybe the chasing scene in Korea.
Yeah,
just pretty impressive.
Yeah, like with the, I don't know, like not the airplane, but that thing. Is that what you're talking about? That chase? Yeah.
Just in the beginning of the movie.
In the beginning.
Yes,
nice.
The chasing scene where they after.
Yeah.
That guy without an arm.
Yeah. I know it. I think Isabel got it right at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. And you, Francisco?
It's impressive the way the car turns and the Black Panther just lands over it. It's just impressive.
And you, Francisco?
For me, the best part was when they picked. I forgot the name. Donald Trump, because they say, but in figurative way.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I didn't know if you have watched the end of the movie, almost in the end of the movie, that they say, I think it's the Black Panther. They said in the crisis moment, the intelligent guys, I don't know if exactly he said something, he said this, but it's something like that. In the crisis moment, intelligent guys will build bridges, and the ones will build walls. It says something like that. Like in the crisis moment, the stupid guys will try to build walls, and the smart ones will build bridges. So it's the same thing as the Donald Trump is doing at the moment. So I understand that like a critic. Criticizing for Donald Trump government.
Yeah,
because the way he's doing now.
I'm going to check that later for sure.
Yeah, do that. I think it's almost in the last 10 minutes, something like that. You're gonna see it's a very nice part.
Yeah, just letting you know, there are a lot of people watching us not right now. They like people. They come and go. That's the way they do. But Isabel, we are live on Facebook. Okay, so just let you know.
Okay, no
The
problem.
savior.
Hey, what's up?
Marvel shirt.
Yeah.
Coming to Paris.
Yeah, Nick is like. I think he. How many times did you watch it?
3 times.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Sorry, how many times?
3.
3.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it on the opening day, and I saw it a day after, and then I saw a week later.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
you like
that's why I said the savior. Yeah.
Why are you saying the savior?
Because I didn't finish.
Because
How long?
me and Phillipe failed.
Yeah, we failed.
Well,
Yeah, the
How many
mission.
minutes you were left? of the movie?
15, but I think I got the I was watching the scene when the Black Panther kills the other Black Panther.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I had to stop.
Well, there isn't much left after that, but it's a good movie. The only problem is that I was rooting more for the Killmonger rather than the Black Panther.
Yeah, I would imagine that. Yeah, I think it's they're like I want to really go deep into this discussion because there are a lot of things that we can get out of this movie. Not just the scenes and like the good scenes and all the actions. It's pretty cool, but we have more than that in the movie, and I think we can discuss about it. Especially we have a society. I don't know if I got it really because I was watching in English with no subtitles, and I still have some issues sometimes, especially with their accent. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's complicated sometimes, and I couldn't like there were no subtitles for Korean things or for their native language, so I didn't really get it, but it was really interesting the way this society works, and I think we can discuss deeper that.
Most of the times I often watching movies with subtitles, but subtitles from their own language. For example, some Brazilian movies I watch with subtitles because I have a really big problem with the sound sometimes because it's just too low, can't understand things. So instead of going back and rewatching the scene, I rather leave in with subtitles. So it's something that's been following me for a long time. So I do that for almost all the movies that I watch. So every time I'm watching an English movie, I watch the closed captions, so they have the sound. So for example, Eagles, all those kinds of things. But it really helps out because sometimes you may miss something because you can't understand, especially because of tone voice, not because of the language itself.
Yeah.
So it helps out a lot. For example, I was watching Handmaid's Tale, and it's really complicated because most of the time they were whispering. So sometimes I couldn't understand what they were saying because I just couldn't hear it.
Yeah, that's my situation. In like listening skills, I've been working so hard to improve that because I remember the last movie I watched without subtitles was I forgot the name. It was Play Ball with Brad Pitt, the coach, and I couldn't understand. Moneyball, yeah, Moneyball. Great, thanks.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, but I couldn't understand a word. Like it's not that I couldn't get, and I understood the whole thing. No, it was like every single word. It was complicated to understand.
Especially because it's baseball. So if you don't understand baseball and don't know baseball, you're not going to understand. For example, if he's going to talk about the guy's playing a center field, he's going to play starting pitcher. The guy is a catcher. He's a reliever, closer. So there's a lot of names there regarding to the sports itself. So sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do like Isabel, Francisco, Paula, Do you like watching movies like without? Can you do it? Like, do you feel comfortable watching without subtitles, just English sound? How is it?
I try to watch in English and with subtitles in English, but sometimes it's not available to English subtitles, and I put Portuguese subtitles.
Yeah, that's why popcorn time is good, because you don't have choice sometimes, because it doesn't exist.
If you sign up for Amazon Prime in the Amazon.com, not in the Brazilian version, 100% of the series and movies, they have English subtitles. Some of them they may not have in Portuguese. For example, I'm watching The Office like for the third time in English with English subtitles. So
which one?
It's good. The Office.
The Office, okay.
The Office. Oh, nice to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I did.
And then it's cheap. It's like for 6 months, it's $1 each month.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I think for you to sign up as like in the American one, you need to.
No, you just need to have an Amazon.com account and sign up through the American version, or you sign up for Twitch, and then when you sign up for Twitch, and then you're using the American version, you have the access to the library, because the library in the United States is different in Brazil.
Okay.
Very interesting. They have more films on Netflix. There are few films.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazon.
In Amazon.
I'm not sure. For example, Amazon Prime, they do have a lot of movies and series in their catalog. I think that movie related, they have better movies, like award-winning movies that won the Oscar, these kind of things they have in advance. For example, the last movie that Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar, they already have it there to watch it. So you can choose which the best version. But they do have some really nice web series and some other sitcoms that they released. For example, they have some new ones from Philip K. Dick, the writer. They have, in English, it's High Castle. I'll grab the books, it's easier.
Yeah. Nick, he's like, if you want to Google something, Google Nick. And then you get
it.
Okay, so they did this series, O Homem do Castelo Alto.
Great. I have.
And then
Is that the name? Like Philip Dick is his name?
No, Philip K. Dick is the writer.
Oh, okay.
And then the name of the book is here, O Homem do Castelo Alto.
Okay.
And then they did.
Nice name though.
Yeah, Realidades Adaptadas, but it's not this. But the most of the movies, for example, Minority Report, Vingador do Futuro, Agente do Destino, Impostor, Screamer, O Pagamento, Evidente, they're all from the same writer.
Wow.
So probably you know these names.
Minority.
And they are doing the series from him, and that is really nice.
Is it on Amazon?
They have others, yeah. And then they have some other big ones. For example, Preacher from AMC. They have The Walking Dead, all the seasons from The Walking Dead. So for those who like it, instead of downloading it, it's really good.
I will.
Yeah, me too. Like I'm joining it right now.
Yeah.
Great. And you, Francisco, do you watch a lot of movies in English or without subtitles?
I try. Sometimes I do it easily in series because I'm used to the story. I'm used to the characters, so it's easier to follow the story. But for movies, I prefer with subtitles to understand the story, because usually in movies you start with something that you don't know, something that's totally unusual for you, a new story, a new something. If you're not used to that story, to that characters, you got to spend some time until you understand that. even in Portuguese, even in your native language, sometimes you spend like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to understand, okay, it's happened because that and that. So this character is related to this other character. And English or in another language that you are practicing is becoming another level harder because sometimes you misunderstand some words, and to understand the story become a little bit difficult. I say about me. So, and sometimes I prefer when I'm watching a movie for the first time, I have the subtitles. I put the subtitles in English. I prefer that when I'm watching by myself. I put subtitles in English because when I have the subtitles in Portuguese, sometimes I'm just reading in Portuguese, and part of my listening skills is decreased. So I cannot pay attention as I was just trying to listen. So what I do is that for series, I can do that. I can just take off the subtitles. Sometimes I have to stop and put the subtitles to understand some words or some idiom they're not used to me. But it's getting easier because the character they use it to repeat the same words, the same. You're gonna get used to the way they speak, the pace they speak, the way. So it's gonna be easier than the move. I think so. So yeah, for movies I prefer subtitles, and for series I can do it without. Sometimes stopping to put the subtitles when I'm by myself.
Nice.
Because nowadays I think almost 100 of movies or series I watch with my girlfriend, and she's so lazy to watch without subtitles or with subtitles. She prefers double version. And sometimes it's drive me crazy. I was watching, it's not an English series, La Casa de Papel.
Yeah.
And the version was so bad. And, it was the dub was not okay. And sometimes I prefer the original version always.
Yeah, when I watch something with Portuguese subtitles, it's the opposite of you. You said that your listening attention to the English decrease, mine increase, and I'm doing all the
nice.
I'm comparing like what is written to what is said. So it's really crazy because a lot of times it's not like this, it's not like that.
Yeah, it's different.
And then sometimes, okay, stop it.
Because sometimes you cannot translate. Sometimes it's something truly you cannot put this in words. It's like
and
I prefer put the subtitle in the same language because something that's going
same
together. But sometimes you cannot express the same thing in Portuguese or in English or in French.
Yeah, you have to adapt to the culture, to the localness of someone who's watching it. I remember that I was watching the movie How Fast, and then they were discussing that they just all of them they just got divorced, and then they're trying to get a new wife or a new girlfriend or something, but they're all past their 40s, almost 50s. So they actually don't know the places to go. So one of the friends say, "Hey, we should go to we should go to Red Lobster." And then they also have some nice girls around, and others say, "No, Olive Garden's better." And then they're making fun with an American restaurant. So how would you do that in Portuguese? So they had to translate that to other brand names. So they changed it. I think one they changed to Outback, and then one they changed it to another brand of
like Olive Garden is like for pasta.
Yeah, they don't have nothing like something like Olive Garden.
Yeah.
But the other time they were talking that they were going to the Bed Bath and Beyond, so they changed that to it's a really big stores that sells the same thing.
Etna or something.
It's not like Etna, but it's like Maria Cláudia, something like that. And then the other day they were saying some big store like TJ Maxx, and they translated to Casas Bahia. It was really funny.
Yeah.
I love TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ Maxx is really good.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, it's complicated, and I tried the most to not be that. Like, I try not to bother people when they are watching film with me. So this is what they said, and this is the subtitle. No, I just let it go. I'm not like trying to show off. But it's a cool exercise when you try to watch with Portuguese subtitles, Brazilian subtitles, and you try to recognize what is said with the subtitles itself. It's a good exercise, but it's like you get tired a lot. Okay, so don't do it.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Black Panther. So.
Oh my God! I need to watch, to back my bed and finish watch.
Yeah, after I have a class after TNT, but after that I'm gonna try to watch from the beginning, from scratch again, because
it's a really good movie. You know, like from all of the origin movies of Marvel, I think like I don't know if everyone is aware of how Marvel Universe actually works in the movies and how they separate in different types. So they have the first season of Marvel movies that ends with the first Avengers, and then they have the second part that goes with Avengers Ultron, and then the latest, that's the last one, that ended with Avengers Infinity War. So the third part, I think, was the best one, because when they introduced it, Doctor Strange, and they introduced it Black Panther, and probably they're from the I'm not a really big Marvel fan from the comic books. Really, I like the movies, but the Doctor Strange and the Black Panther movie was something really different, because it gave a lot of depth. It changed a lot of the concept of the characters, and they're probably one of my most favorite characters. I never read a lot of Black Panther in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I read some of his articles, one of them that he's with Wolverine, and the other one when he marries Storm from the X-Men. So yeah,
they do like
because they're the same universe. So they're both from Africa. They knew each other. He was from Wakanda, and then she was he met her when she was younger, before she went to the United States. And then when he goes to the United States to fight Apocalypse, he ends meeting up her again, and they get married. But the thing is that the history is so much different. It gets a lot of really different nuances, and something that's really important, especially when we're talking about science fiction, is that we have the Africanism. That's something that's really new, because it's not something often that we have. It's based on how the future will be if it happens in Africa. So we have that in Wakanda, and that's a really new movement that's been around for the last 10 years, I think, especially in literature. So it's not really that common. And then I really like the idea of T'Challa, although I prefer the warmonger, the killmonger. I think he has a better depth. But my main problem is the critique of how they actually portray a few of the Marxism ideas inside the movie, because they do have a lot of relationship to the original Black Panthers, a really classist movement that rose in the United States. I don't know if everybody is aware of what the Black Panther movement was in the United States. And then there's a lot of things that they were really intrigued with the idea of the Black Panthers, like taking the weapons. For example, the state of California decided that it was prohibited to you to carry your weapons open wide after the Black Panthers, they invaded the Californian Senado. And then because of that, because they were holding weapons against the killing of Black people in the United States. So it has a lot of relations, and something that really struck me as a Marxism kind of idea was based on that, because they tried to portray it as not using violence, and trying to resist without any kind of violence, which we all know inside the Black community, especially in the United States, is really, really complicated.
Yeah, that's a good point of the movies. Like when they try to portray the real situations in the movie, it really gets me, because we can think about these situations, and people, like, when they are going to they go to watch a movie, they just want entertainment. That's okay, right? But sometimes more than that. For example, I watched that movie for children, and I forgot the name. That they have Oprah Winfrey, you know?
Ah,
I forgot the name.
Wrinkles.
Yeah, Wrinkles or something.
I didn't watch this movie.
Wrinkles something, I don't know. I don't remember.
It's for children, but
Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for children, but it's not, actually. Have you watched it, Paula, Francisco?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, with
film.
Oprah.
Wrinkles.
Yeah.
What's name?
In Portuguese, I forgot. Oprah film. Let me check it. Like in Portuguese, what's the name in Portuguese?
Uma Dobra no Tempo.
Yeah.
No.
The Wrinkle in Time.
I didn't watch.
In my opinion, like what I understood, it's more like a spiritual thing, like avatars, and it's you can like really blow up in a way if you want, but it's not for children, though. A lot of kids go there to watch with their parents. Okay, so it's a really deep, meaningful movie to watch. But about Black Panther, what I liked most was, and we have our guest, Eduardo.
Hey guys, how's it going there?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, we're good. I was just waiting you and the others to come.
Yeah, I'm having dinner actually, but if you guys don't mind, okay?
No problem. Yeah.
It's okay. I was very, very late. I don't know, at 6 p.m. Had to have a shower. Let's go on.
No problem. Yeah, Afrofuturism. I haven't heard about
So what did I miss?
What? You're lagging a little.
Yeah, he's lagging. The Afrofuturism, the thing that I mentioned about like what was to be a Wakanda, the Wrinkle in Time, and some other movies when they try to portray how Africa would be in the future. So that's Afrofuturism. As I said, it's something really recent. So from 1990s on, got really bigger in the last 10 to 15 years mostly.
Yeah, they talk about that. Let me copy and paste the beginning, just some information. So Eduardo, we were talking about Black Panther. So Nikki was talking about the Afrofuturism. Do you know what does it mean? Do you have an idea?
No, Afrofuturism. What's that?
Yeah. It's like it's something aesthetic, philosophic, and scientific and history about how to develop and how it would be portrayed in the African future. So it's like kind of a movement, not just cultural, but also maybe I can say, rather than cultural, I think, because it doesn't stay only. Yeah, it's cultural, aesthetic, philosophical science, and philosophical history that's full developing intersection of Africa with technology. So it's what it really happens in all the other cultures when we have sci-fi, but in Africa. So it's really nice because they do have some differences. Something that really occurs in the Black Panther movies when they're doing their ritual. For example, when they're deciding who's going to be the king. So that's something really interesting. When they're using, for example, they're drinking for the plant to become the Black Panther. And then there's a lot of mysticism and technology at the same time, just trying to stage out and keep that African movement and African cultural references. That was really interesting.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Never heard of it before, but it's very, very interesting. Yeah, Afrofuturism. I could feel that when I watched the movie first. It's really amazing the way they portray the African culture in, especially Wakanda. That's the name. and it's I was really happy to see that thing, you know.
Yeah, because usually people have another perspective about Africa. And
Yeah, like for me, it was really interesting at the same time because I go to the movies often. Like when I say often, I say like at least 3 times a month. So I really like to go to the movies and watch a lot of movies. I like the atmosphere and the experience of being at the movie theater. I think that's the most different thing. And then Piracicaba is a really complicated city regarding ethnic, because, for example, 22% of the population here it's black or fiber, as we can say. So we don't have much of black people around the city because they're most related to the slums and some other faraway neighborhoods in the city. But when I went to the movies, there was like a pack of 30 or 40 black people together. They were all trying to use the same aesthetics from the movie, like their hair, their makeup, their clothes. It was something really interesting. But it's something that we always try to talk about being represented in the cultural references. Something really big and something that's been lacking for at least the black community. We all know that Brazil is really different because we have this kind of racism that doesn't exist. We try to say Brazil doesn't have any kind of racism, but it's not true.
Yeah.
But it's different than the United States because it's more open wide. So, for example, Whitney, it's not is Oprah. Oh, no, it's Oprah. What's the name of that black actress that she did the movie with the nuns, and then she sings?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
She was saying that because of Star Trek, she decided to become an actress because she saw I forgot her name, Lieutenant Wutana, that she's a black actress. She was I think she was the first black actress on a sci-fi series. And then because of that, she decided to become an actress. So representation in culture is really something important, I think. And Black Panther was a really good movie because it has a lot of females and black people as strong characters, not being portrayed as something different.
yeah, and I was wondering now, what was that group of, like, they are also black people, but they are not in Wakanda. They are like out of it. I didn't really get it. Do you remember that? Whoa! That they do, like, that group.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, they are from Wakanda, but they are a different tribe.
Yeah.
So they because Wakanda is divided by different tribes. So that tribe that they have the gorilla, they were outcasted because when they had the first Black Panther, they decided not to be together. So they have the tribes of the frontiers. They have the tribes from they have 4 different tribes. And then those with the white painting, they are more outcast. Someone is really hungry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I didn't want to miss this talk here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
You
Yeah.
see that? That's a good thing, huh?
Yeah, I really appreciate that because it's just me, you, and Isabel from last TNT, right? So the others like Mateus and Chris, they are out, they're away. Yeah,
That's okay.
And it was really interesting the technology they had, like inside the city. And something else that I didn't really get it is if they trying like to protect this tech from the real world, or they are like just snobbing, or like, I don't know. I didn't what that guy who was killed. He was trying to get the tag to put in, like,
It's not the technology; it's the material itself.
Yeah, the material.
Valerian.
Valerian.
So yeah, because of that, because it's the strongest metal and thing that they have in the Marvel universe. So, for example, the Captain American shield is made of that. It is even stronger than adamantium because the main difference is that adamantium is more it's more complicated to use. Think as, for example, shaping out a diamond. It's more complicated. It can do a lot of things.
I think I've heard you guys saying valerium, but actually it's vibranium.
Vibranium.
Valerium.
I was playing God of War. I'm sorry. Vibranium. So the vibranium is easier to know. It's more like gold. So you can do a lot of things with that. You can use it in everything. So that's the main difference between the two. So they have a lot of that because of the meteor that crashed. So they can sell, can do a lot of things and create different types of weapons. So it's a really, I don't know, the strongest material in the Marvel universe.
And it's like what people have been doing so far in Africa, right? They're stealing the material there.
Resources,
yeah, the resources, just in order to fuel other countries, like in a way. So that's why I liked so much the movie. And I was just letting you know, I didn't finish it. I was watching it before the TNT.
Yeah, you were right on time, huh, Phillipe?
Yeah, I got the most important thing, like in the end, that when the Black Panther kills, like, spoilers. Okay, no problem. They're allowed here. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you like?
It's a nice fight.
Is what?
It's a nice fight.
Yeah, it was. Because it was like 50 minutes ago for me. And Eduardo, what got your attention in the movie? Like, what did you like most? And
well, from what I could see, man, for the first time I saw, I have to confess, I haven't watched many Marvel movies, but for the first time seeing a superhero film moving out of New York City was great. You know, it was very, very nice. They brought a very nice and very enriching cultural aspect. And to see that the African culture, which is so rich, there are so many different tribes, so many different kinds of clothing and costumes like that. Man, it was so nice to see that. It was so attractive to my mind. And as I said, man, to move away from New York City was something really new to me. Because when we think about Marvel movies, we think about Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, I don't know, Deadpool, and they all play the films in New York. Or, I don't know, I heard it's Vancouver, but they portray that as New York City. And that was very attractive to me, man. A superhero who happens to be a king of an African country. It was so great to me, man. I really enjoyed that, and I watched it twice. It was so good.
Yeah. So we have.
What about you guys? What about the rest?
Yeah.
I think I've missed this part, but I want to listen from you. What got you from the Black Panther?
Francisco, Isabel, Paula, feel free to tell it. It's your turn now. People get shy, you know. That's why. Yeah. So he just left. He got so shy that he got. Isabel,
did he leave because we were asking him to?
He's having a lot of connection problems.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, so.
Paula, do you have something?
Usually, I watch films about suspense, but after I watch Black Panther, I begin to like a superhero too.
Yeah.
I intend the next films about superhero.
Yeah. Did you watch Avengers?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No, not yet. But okay. I intend.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, Francisco is back. Don't be shy, Francisco. It's not.
Sorry, I pressed I smashed the wrong button. I was trying to unlock my microphone and I smashed the leave button just for accident. Sorry, man. Yeah.
So
live broadcast is what's happened. So who was talking now? Isabel, Paula?
Yeah, it was Paula, but yeah, Isabel. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We want to watch.
Yeah, Isabel didn't finish to watch. Yeah, mission failed.
I am here just to say hello, guys.
Yeah. So since it's the last minutes of our talk, and unfortunately I can't last longer, but I don't know, is this time a good time for you guys? And I'm asking that because last time I think Nick, like a long time ago, he suggested for us to start at 9. Remember that? And then we started, but then nobody came. So and then I got back to 8. Yeah.
Well, for me it was complicated because I was teaching at this time, so I was teaching from 7:30 until 9. So for me I wasn't able to take part of that. But I don't know about the others. I think for me at least it's a good time. But now I was teaching, so it's kind of complicated. But I moved the student around because she's doing a prep for vestibular, so we changed our schedule a little bit. But I don't know about the others.
Yeah, I think you did it just because it's Black Panther. I have a
yes.
Yeah.
To me, it would be a lot better if we started at 9.
Yeah, because I have to manage like a student I have at 9:30, so I'm gonna check it. And then,
Well, 8:30 would be fine to me as well.
Yeah, because I think the way we did last time was really great. So we can decide together what we are going to talk next week. Because sometimes I just got in my mind, okay, let's talk about this, and nobody engaged on the topic. So I don't know, maybe a film. Like film is better than books. I was trying to think about books, but
can I make a small promotion of something that I don't know if a lot of people would like to watch?
Yeah.
But it's something that. So I'm gonna say, as a fan, I decided to buy. Do you know what's a steelbook?
Steelbook, no.
Yeah, steelbook is a special edition for Blu-ray version. So it usually comes in a steelbook case. So this is Blade Runner 2049. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Oh, I gotta tell you the truth. I went to the movies to watch this film, and I slept the entire movie.
Really?
Really?
You haven't seen the original one?
I did. That's why I went to watch this new movie.
No, but I liked a lot.
I was not so great. I was not so bright. I was kind of drunk the day I went, and the movie was so slow. And then I slept the entire movie.
Like it's a low-paced movie, but I like it. I thought it was short. I thought that 2 hours and 40 wasn't enough, but that's me. But as I said, this is a really good movie. I'm just saying because I bought it like recently and I want to rewatch it. But I don't know. There's a lot of other options.
Yeah,
I have to watch it again.
Like a movie is a good option as well. Instead of like sometimes I have been always trying to bring good topics like to discuss, and they are really deep sometimes, and they are not easy to talk. But like talking about movies for fun and have a good time. Sometimes it's
for example, we can talk about our favorite writers, just like her, and that's it. You know, like I can talk about Phillipe Soares, and someone else can talk about something else. I don't know.
We just need to have the favorite writer.
But then for example, I'll be able to get to know different I never read and have some different opinions and probably something new to read. I think that's good because. It's like we're to a specific topic. For example, like Black Panther, I watched twice. Some other have seen more than me, 3 times actually, and then some haven't finished yet. So it's different. But if we talk about your favorite writer, talk about something that you already read at least once, something that I really like.
I'm gonna.
I bought 3 books this week at Amazon.
Which one? Oh, congratulations!
I have no idea what the subject.
You think it. I'll say it.
Are you serious? Really madly and guilty.
This is a good movie. I've heard.
Really madly, deeply.
Yeah.
And I have no idea.
Just
Seriously.
why did you buy
You
it?
bought it because it was cheap?
No, it's a suggestion from Oprah and Reese Witherspoon, and I like them, and I will try to read and to discover which is about.
Yeah, so let us know.
What it's about.
You have one more.
I also bought a few books.
You have 1 week for that.
I don't know when they're arriving because of the strike, but I'll post the picture here. Oh, it doesn't come. Okay, so I bought the trilogy from Isaac Asimov. I bought Clockwork Orange, and I brought the 2 new Harry Potter's illustrated edition. I bought A Secret Chamber and then the Prisoner of Azkaban. I don't know if you've seen the old. I don't know if you like Harry Potter. But
Yeah,
I grew up
I do.
reading it.
I'm a big Potterhead.
Yeah.
And then they did the illustrated version. I don't know if you've seen it. Let me grab it.
Well, we could have like Harry Potter month on TNT. So
Yeah, we could.
like we could have all the Harry Potter films, like one per
So
week. That's a
this
good
is the
idea.
illustrated version. I don't
That
know
was
if you've
very
seen it.
expensive when I saw it, man.
I bought it for
Spending
50
a lot of
bucks.
money, I guess.
Really? Just
50 highs, yes.
Oh man,
It was a
that
sale.
was
So
kind of a deal you had.
So it's really beautiful. You see, in every page they have something,
wow.
Yeah,
That's nice.
and then
Oh,
It's
nice.
really-
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Nice,
See?
very nice.
Really?
The illustrations they're amazing. And then when they released, it was I think 130 or 140 guys. And then I bought this one for 50. I bought the Secret Chamber for 56, and the Prisoner of Azkaban for 80 guys. So I think it was a deal. I was actually starting to do that collection in English, but my mother said then I wouldn't be able to read it, so I bought it in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Do you recommend for beginners?
Harry Potter, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Harry Potter, it's not that complicated. It has a really good vocabulary. So I think Harry Potter, I think Stephen Jackson, the Lightning thing, they're good. And Twilight. Although Twilight is not really well written.
Twilight. I watch it. I read it all.
Yes.
Judges are open. I don't care.
I tried to read Twilight in English once, and I give up in the middle of the book because it was so boring.
Yeah,
So next week we're gonna talk about Twilight.
But
I will buy it.
but for beginners it's okay. It's not that complicated. So I think like Harry Potter is I started reading English Harry Potter when I was 12, I think. It was the first book that I read. Oh, I didn't read completely, but since I was waiting for the translation,
as well.
yeah, but since I was waiting for translation, since we had to wait like 6 months, most of my friends were already reading or knew about the book, so I had to read it in English. So I got a PDF. It was really terrible, but then they released a fan-made translation, and then I bought the book.
Nice.
Very
Yeah. So
good.
Harry Potter is a good idea. Let's. I'm gonna spread the word out in the WhatsApp group. Paula, I have just added you there. Eduardo, I think you're there. Yeah, everybody's there. So next week we can talk about Harry Potter. That's a very good idea because Harry Potter is easier. A lot of people have watched it. So if all of you, if you don't come next week, of course I'm gonna kill you in a way, but it's not a problem.
Yeah,
But there are
that's-
other
that's
really
nice.
famous subjects. For example, Star Wars.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars actually, but
No,
yeah, I've watched the last one. I don't know, like I haven't watched any movies,
just the last.
just the last, but I could enjoy it.
You could watch the other 8 movies.
Yeah. I need to.
In a week.
Yeah, I'm not a movie fan. I'm not like when I was a child, I didn't have cable TV. So the movies I watched was they were from the, how can I say, like the blockbuster thing.
Yeah, rental.
Yeah, rental. And
But you had VHS, but I used to have VHS too.
yeah,
I used to go to Blockbuster, try to find a movie, and there was only the cover because someone rented. The movie was behind, so I had to ask for something else. But I miss the Blockbuster.
yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, let's yeah, a lot of things to discuss actually. So guys, just to wrap up, Eduardo, thanks for coming. You were like,
yeah, even though I was late, man, but I really want to be here on time next week.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Let's try to bring Harry Potter next week. So we have 8 weeks for that. 2 months.
Okay.
It's gonna take a long time to finish Harry Potter, huh?
Yeah.
I'll try to come out dressed up as a wizard.
Yeah.
Maybe as a suggestion, guys, in the future, in a very, very distant future, maybe we can move away from movies or books and we can talk about life topics if you guys wish. So, for example, the difficulties and struggles of managing to have a career and a family when you're 30. Maybe we can discuss this kind of thing too. I think it gives us a lot of ideas. We can speak a lot about it.
Indeed. Just to let you know, this is the 58th TNT, and we have discussed, at least I was in all of them, of course, and I brought up a lot of topics like about life, about self-knowledge, about ethics, politics, and whatever. Like we had a month to talk about women in March. It was
too bad I was not here earlier, man.
Yeah, but it happened. We can bring that back. We don't need to go like straight on Harry Potter. We can like mix with other topics. It's all about.
We're trying to make it like
I'm a big Potterhead, as I said before, so I'll be more than happy, man, to talk about Harry Potter.
Yeah, and the good thing is for Paula, Isabel, for like me, for everybody, being here, it's really cool because I made a lot of friends in this platform in the TNT. And I'm really happy to see this growing, people get engaged. And the idea is really to have a good time to practice English listening, speaking, and to get rid of fear of speaking. And like we are live on Facebook, so people are watching this. They are judging our conversation, not just the
this is live now?
Yeah, and it's going to be on YouTube.
Good.
Like,
let's say goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Like this right now.
Yeah, something like that. I wish I could have more time just to do the dictation thing. I'll try this one because Nick told he brought a lot of good situations of this. Yeah. As always. Yeah, thanks a lot. So yeah, I see you in the WhatsApp group. And
bye everybody.
Goodbye. Take care. See you.
Bye
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
See you.